Good evening, good evening. Welcome back wherever it is that you happen to be at. Depending on where you are, you may be ahead of us, but it is Sunday and you have made it to what is the day before the beginning of the week. Today is also the day 7 of our 12 days of relocation, and we are definitely going coming at you with another topic. If you guys are new here, that is not a problem. Before we get into it, what I need you guys to do is if you are looking to move abroad, obviously stay right here. But if you are not the person or you know someone else that is looking to move abroad, I need you to share this information with them. Please go to wherever platform you are on and share the live with somebody that may need to get some real information about moving abroad, what that looks like, how to go actually do it and be successful. Moving abroad is, you could be looking at it as just putting your stuff in a bag, picking a location, finding an Airbnb or a location to live, and that's just it. These 12 days of relocation examine more so of what the thought process is, the intention, the detail that you need to go into when looking abroad, looking to move outside of the United States, narrowing down location, looking actually inward. Never mind outwardly destination hopping or destination searching, but looking inward and asking, who am I? What is it that matters to me? These things aren't often positioned in the exact same way as a normal move. So we have to really understand you are actually taking on so many things when you say, I want to move abroad. You're saying, I want to leave everything that it is that I know. I am open to a new language. I am open to a new culture. Maybe you don't realize that you are saying that, but inherently, once you do make the move abroad, you realize how being important being open to those things are in your quest to succeed in building a new life abroad, whatever that may look like. So definitely make sure that you are sharing the live. We're going to get into our topic tonight. It's going to cover a couple of things, which one is expat mental health. A lot of you guys are coming out from a bad relationship. You are in the United States, you're in a bad relationship with your country. But what does this look like when you get abroad? How do you navigate maintaining positive mental health in a scenario where you don't know the new language, or not new language, the local language? You don't know anybody yet or haven't gotten the opportunity to meet people. What about the pace of life? Different things and places go at a different pace than what America may position you to run at. How do you navigate these things? And we also talked about this a little bit yesterday in regards to the importance of community being able to help you navigate that feeling of loneliness and craziness. And one of the other things we'll cover tonight is definitely an important topic, no matter if you are young, old, no matter if you are currently in a scenario where you have pre existing conditions, or you're just traveling the world and want to make certain that you are being able to get access to healthcare. Healthcare looks completely different than what it is that we are used to in the United States. And helping you guys navigate that from expectations, what it is that you may need to do to go about getting healthcare access or even emergency services. Guess what, guys? 911 isn't the global emergency number, is it? In some places, as far as the emergency line, yes, but is it not? It is often not in many other places. If your first thought is, I'm in an emergency, let me call 911, and that's not the number, then you haven't successfully navigated the research you needed to do and where you are. So many people are looking at this and saying there's a 100% success rate that if I leave and move abroad, that you are going to have success. But not realizing that it is not taking what you learned in the United States. It is not taking how you were in the United States and who you were and just transferring it onto the other side of the TSA. It is a thought process and an internal process that needs to go on. So that way, when you do face challenges like all of us do, like you will too when you go move abroad. You will have the skills and the resources and at least the mindset to be able to successfully navigate these things. A lot of things aren't what happened to you, it's how do you deal with it? Because you navigating, can I determine if it's going to happen to me? It's not in your control. Control is coming down to what you can do. How did you prepare for challenges that were foreseen, some that were unforeseen? These things are all things that you put into your relocation toolkit, your tool bag, that empty bag that we've been consistently putting things, resource, knowledge, the research that you need. Oh, go put this into the Google search. Go look intently at this. These things are hopefully starting to feel not heavy in a bad way, but you feel heavy as now you have some of the real resources and tools to go make this journey wherever it is. You might be coming and meeting us in Colombia. You might go to Mexico. You might go to Panama. I have no idea what your journey is, but the one thing is for certain, here is where you are going to find that conversation, that real talk that somebody is probably not going to take the time with you and saying, hey, have you thought about this when you are really saying, I want to go live abroad? Most of you guys have not been in that scenario. So we're going to get into it tonight. Appreciate you guys. We'll get into what the 12 days of relocation is and who I am for anybody that does not know me. My name is RJ Mood. I'm originally from Philadelphia. I have been living abroad consecutively for the last 3 years. However, I have been traveling and doing group travel. So bringing other people intently to different countries, places, getting them connected to the best food, fun, history, and culture. That was my hat before I understood what was going to happen within my community. And what that was an opportunity to see the world on a full-time basis. Not just myself, but so many people that weren't necessarily in travel were going to start now putting into their Google searches, what does life look like outside of all of this craziness? And I had an opportunity to not only take that and start conversations, but build a platform where you guys, you, the people that have not yet moved abroad, the people that are moving abroad or are in places moved abroad already, and still looking to help navigate community, real conversations that will help them, how to get connected to other communities, expat communities that are abroad. These things are designed here to be a one-stop shop for you, the person that is moving abroad, to get connected to that community that you keep hearing. Those real talk and real conversations that it takes us as a village to have with each other, so that we are prepared to actually live a better life than what America told us was. This is what is acceptable. This is what your expectations need to be. I'm not a person that is in a box person. I don't like being put in boxes. You guys have the ability to transform and shape your legacy, your destiny. But if you're not doing it the right way, then you really won't get the opportunity that so many of us have. It's now just the opportune time to give you guys some of this knowledge and resources that we just didn't have when we first moved. And it's okay. It's all right. The only thing that you can do to drive the ship of positive success is start coming to these things, is go to the resources and the people that we put you on to, because this is bigger than just myself. We've connected and worked with so many people across the globe that have left America and helped other people in their location get to America, to the other side of America, and build sustainable life and actually thrive in this sustainability that they're creating abroad. That is what you want. You want to be a success story. You don't want to be the person that's anonymous in the travel group saying, hey guys, I didn't do the right thing. Can somebody help me? I sold all my stuff and packed up, and it was nothing like I thought it was going to be. This place is why where you find out how not to be the anonymous person in the travel group. Black Expat Life Abroad. We do our best to not only prepare you with the foundational resources that you need, visa lawyer, obviously, how to navigate realtors and rentals. These things are just like, okay, here's the expert. But who asks you, what have you done? And what work have you done? Ask yourself, did you take some time and understand what it is that you were looking to leave? Did you give yourself enough grace to ask, well, what do you want? A lot of you guys are just narrowing this down and putting it into housing, location, and airplane ticket. And you can't even bet on the airplane ticket right now. I said jokingly the other day, it might be a one-way moving abroad cruise because the airlines are so jacked up right now. We don't know what that is going to look like, how to navigate it. So there's a lot on your plate. And what we try to do is just give you an opportune time to get some real questions asked, get some real tips and resources that you can utilize on your journey wherever it is it may lead you. But making certain that you go with intent. not because it impacts us directly. Maybe you come to Colombia and you work with us. Maybe you go to another country that we are able to position and connect you to. But maybe you go to nothing that we ever cross paths. But the conversations that are listed here, the resources that are on movetravelabroad.com, they are there because they need to be positioned for somebody not to have to go find everything. You're trying to start a new life and you still have to find every piece of the puzzle. Never mind putting the puzzle together, you still have to find the pieces. So, what we do here over the 12 days of relocation, it leads up to our November 22nd virtual relocation conference. In that conference, what it is that we give you is all of the destination experts, the top places that you guys are looking for. We obviously have Colombia represented, Medellin, Santa Marta, as well as Cali. We have Playa del Carmen, Mexico represented. We have Cape Town, South Africa, as well as Panama City, Panama. These are the top destinations on this side of the globe that people are realistically starting to move to or are looking to move to, putting into their searches and getting back the results would yield these places. So here on November 22nd, you will be connected to all of the destination experts that will help and guide you from relocation tours, neighborhood tours, apartment tours, how to get connected to the local community down there. These are all things that you technically need to hook up on, but it gets a little bit deeper than that. Obviously, I said the foundation. So where do you go? We have you on that. The November 22nd virtual relocation conference also covers visas. What paperwork do you need? You'd be surprised that so many people don't understand that the visa paperwork, there are some things that are blanket, like, yes, no matter what category of visa you're going to need these particular statements or documents. Getting these things and understanding how to go about get them, that's going to be important for you. Understanding what we're going to talk about a little bit tonight, which is healthcare. What options are available? You guys have such a bad taste in your mouth when it comes to healthcare, going to the doctor, and it is honestly a 180 experience living abroad. I get access to stuff. They come to my house. I don't have the money for a doctor to come to my house in the United States. It would be a Kim Kardashian budget. But these things are available to you, and we'll get into that. But that will be covered on the conference as well, and so well as some other key items that you might have forgot running out of the burning house that is America. We also have our experts that are going to come on talking about coaching for expats. So we touch a little bit on that tonight and why that's important, because having a conversation with somebody that can understand what you're going through, that actually travels, has done this and have helped other people living abroad navigate homesickness, loneliness, new language, new culture, new pace of life. You really need somebody that understands what you're going through outside of the community. But this is what we bring the conference together for. You guys often are looking in, how do I make money abroad? What remote work can I do? Well, can I start a business? What does that look like? We bring on an online marketing and digital marketing and affiliate marketing expert to give you and guide you through this as well. I touch on why you may want to become a travel agent as an opportunity to move abroad. These things are things that you use as vehicles to make money while you are living abroad, creating the new life that you want. This is opportune time to learn. Also, when you talk about moving abroad, you may think about lowering your basic cost. What do you do when you lower your basic cost? Taking a $5,000 monthly budget, taking that down to $2,000, you now have technically freed up $3,000. But so many people are in a one of two scenarios. Hey, I can't retire. I don't know how to retire. And moving abroad may be one of the only ways to retire. Yet other people are actually strapped with student loan debt. And we bring on not only a financial expert to talk about building wealth abroad, what to do with a kid's perspective, even creating opportunities to take that extra money and build wealth, give them your kids the foundation they need. But those people that are strapped with student loans, how do you navigate all of the craziness that's going on now? The letters that you're starting to get are talking about garnished wages, the different payment and repayment options that are now available to you. These things can be tackled a lot more aggressively when moving abroad, lowering your basic cost of monthly living, and then essentially putting them into vehicles to increase your quality of life, pay off debt, save for something that you may want to purchase, like an international property. How do you do these things? And you're just trying to figure out, where do it is that I even go? That is why November 22nd is going to be a place where, if you aren't, that's perfectly fine. But if you are somebody that is actually serious about moving abroad, you could please go there, because through November 14th, which ends our 12 days of relocation, it is the early bird ticket price. Early bird ticket is going to give you guys the opportunity, whether it is GA or admission, to get connected to these resources, get access to the conference, get the replays, get all of the relocation discounts. So once you decide where you're going to go, and you need that relocation tour, apartment tour, neighborhood tour, visa consultation, you got a discount. You need to get connected with these. It's just making it easy for you. So November 22nd, we'll be here before you know it. Each days of our 12 days of relocation, what we are also doing, 10 people each day. We pick them. General admission. If you purchase a general admission ticket, you will be complimentarily upgraded to VIP. Only 10 people. So you will be contacted after you purchase if you are one of the people that are selected. But you guys, you will see the value. Go to moodtravelabroad.com. The inclusions are there. You'll see exactly what each ticket includes, and you'll see why you might want to go ahead and make certain you are in the room. But without further ado, I do want to get into why we are all here specifically tonight on the 12 days of relocation. I want to start off with healthcare. And the reason why I want to start off with healthcare, because we talked a little bit about community last night. And a lot of people aren't in a position to understand that America gave you the wrong impression about the globe. They told you that places were third world countries, and you had never went over there and you had never seen it. And you said, well, America doesn't lie. They don't lie to their citizens. They don't lie to me. So it must be right, right? And you guys ran with that. Oh, you guys are moving. I get the emails. Even when I first moved, my friends, my family were like, you're moving to a third world country. I tell you, bro, you live in a third world country. I live in a third world country. That is interesting. What are your standards for a third world country? So when we look at healthcare, it's one of the funniest things, because quiet is kept, many Americans are escaping America, even just temporarily, to go get their teeth done, to go get medical procedures, to go get services done that America has just outpriced for you. And maybe some of these are cosmetic, but a lot of these are like, hey, I need this to live, but America has charged a premium. I was editing some footage today for Roots and Routes podcast, and I was cracking up when it comes out. I promise you guys are going to be like, this is outrageous. It's like, do you guys in America have this thought process that America is the best place? They've got the best healthcare, they've got the best education, they've got the best safety. People there have the best opportunity to become the next millionaire or billionaire. And it's just like the PR campaign has done a great job. Like literally, I mean, this is like Charlie Sheen levels of PR. America has given you guys a thought process that education, when you guys come out of the United States and you went to a great school in America, that you're going to be all right. Well, that doesn't actually turn out to be the case. Should we look at the numbers? 52% of Americans can't read past Harry Potter, which is sixth grade reading level. That's alarming for it not to be a third world country by its own standards, right? When it comes to healthcare, how many of you guys can afford to get sick? And when I say afford to get sick, I say afford to take time off of work extended because you are sick. Will you continue to make money? And how many days do you have to do that? Yet the food is putting you in positions you don't even realize how much stress, just general stress, will cause you with healthcare problems that you may not have living I wouldn't say blissful life, but a different life, a life that wasn't just so stressed. These things are often positioned, and it's like, well, I got healthcare insurance, so I'm covered. It's like, go ask that somebody that tried to go use the healthcare insurance. Teacher talked about it today. She said, well, not today on the podcast. She's like, bro, you get healthcare insurance and you got to pay 5 times just to get one thing done. You pay a monthly fee, then you've got your deductible, depending on what savings plan or healthcare plan, you might have to pay up to a certain amount. Then that's when the real benefits start kicking in. You got to pay a copay, then you got to pay whatever the cost is. Maybe, hopefully, there's a difference in whatever prescription you've been given. And it's 4 or 5 different payment scales. And it's just like, how much? So I got the flu and I pay 4 or 5 times just because I have something as common as the flu. And you guys aren't realizing that life abroad doesn't necessarily position you in the exact same thought process. Even when I went to the United States, I went to the doctor, and it was the weirdest It was the weirdest thing that went on. It was like, okay, so obviously I pay monthly health care. Cool. So I go there and they want $50 to copay. I'm like, all right, cool. Then I wait 2.5 hours just in the line with everybody else or in the waiting room. And I'm like, okay, so this is costing me money because this is 2.5 hours that I could have been doing something else. All right. So then I go, and this was a second appointment. This 2.5 hours, $50. Um, the doctor came in 5 minutes, read results, and said, see you in a year. You don't want to do nothing else, bro? I've been here for 2.5 hours, man. You might want to talk to me. You might want to just consult me a little bit more. You could have messaged me this. You could have emailed me this. Never mind if I was here to get something done, but like, you know that you'll go sit in the exact same process, pay the exact same copay, see a nurse for 5 minutes, take vitals and basic stuff they used to do in middle school and when you went to the nurse, and then you talk to the main guy and he's got 2 to 3 minutes of your time, and it's like, well, this is what I got for you. Boop, boop, bing, bing. And then the whole time, healthcare is financed by big pharmaceuticals. And you say, oh, how is it pharmaceutical? No, listen, outside of America, you don't turn on the TV and see, do you have hangnails? Well, try Sky Rizzy. It's helping people with hangnails all across America not have hangnails anymore. Side effects are leaky bowel. What? That is a normalized scenario, and healthcare is that in the United States, where your provider, the person that you are going to help you when you are sick or help prevent you becoming sick, you are actually in the scenario of that guy being in bed with some Pfizer or whoever it is saying, push this to them, give this to them. Even if it comes down to your teeth, people have been situated to be like, well, if I tell everybody I need a root canal, $3,000 a head. I can do 10 of those a week. And you a whole people got a whole bunch of root canals and no tooth and no roots in their tooth because somebody needed a new Benz. Like, that is healthcare in the United States. So before we get into what it is that it looks like abroad, know what you are dealing with and know that that is not the norm. Good that it's not, but understand, I need everybody that is seriously looking to move abroad. The words third world and country, you can say I'm the third son, I live on the world, and I'm looking for a new country. But please don't put those words together anymore. They shouldn't exist because you live in said third world country. You don't have access to health care. You can't afford to get sick or have enough money to afford to get better. The people that are supposed to get you better actively are in bed with people that are just trying to give you more drugs. It's the weirdest thing ever when you see it and you're out of it and you're like, so you're telling me the government wants their citizens to be able to get better? So many people are obviously seeing people say, I went to Colombia to get my teeth done. I went here to go get a healthcare exam. Did you hear in Turkey you can go get a full healthcare panel for $500? Do you know how much that would cost you? Never mind how many road barriers and road marks you would take because you have to go to the primary doctor to get the note to go to the main person. And then that main person got to send you to his homie. And then by the time you do all of that, you done paid 10 different copays, then sat in 2.5 hours, 10 different times waiting in the waiting room. That is what American healthcare is. And you guys are asking us, the people that live abroad in the places that they told you were third world countries, are we okay? Are you okay? I don't know. I feel like y'all got a lot of the ops around y'all. Your doctor is in bed with the dope dealer. These are realistic things. You turn on TV and they are curing hangnails and giving leaky bowels to Americans like it's no tomorrow. The craziest part is when I look at the commercials, the healthcare commercials, what they're pushing for people. I'm always like, are that many people impacted by hangnails? And is it that bad where leaky bowels are going to be the side effect to get rid of this? Like, start looking at these with intent and realize that, hey, America, this is not going on in the rest of the world. When people from out of the United States come and turn on the TV, they're like, why are you guys being given commercials about pharmaceutical medicines, the ones that's best for you? It's the weirdest thing ever when you know better. You don't know better right now, but I'm telling you, you will know better. One of the things that I mentioned, that process of going to the doctor and after paying all of this money for monthly health care and everything else. Now, when you do move abroad, let's back up, because a lot of you guys are traveling and don't realize this either. A lot of you guys are traveling, go wherever you want to go, wherever. I'll just go saying going outside the United States. And you go and you think, I have insurance in the United States, so I'm good here. Wherever it is, Jamaica, Mexico, Thailand, wherever it is that you're going, you assume that even for, it's like, oh, it's 2 weeks, or oh, I'm only going for 5 days. There's no problem. Yeah, so a lot of people don't realize that your insurance in America may not cover you abroad, even when traveling. And then and then you guys do a lot of stuff that you don't do when you go at home. You don't really run down the street on a Tuesday and decide to go skydiving. You don't usually go swim with the dolphins on a Wednesday. Those are things that are isolated to a certain time. So the fine print of what we are covering and what we deem as risky behavior, you guys don't even realize that your risky behavior is something that you like. Riding ATVs is something that you won't cover. For me, I mean, you know how many people go ATVing? This is just travel. Never mind, you need medical insurance when you go abroad. But I need people to back up just a little bit more, because some people might watch this and be like, hey, you might be right, because I start seeing people that are like, oh, I had to pay eight, nine, $10,000 because I hurt myself and I was at Dunn's River Falls in Jamaica, or I was the one girl, she ended up she went swimming with the dolphins, and the dolphin must have hit her with his nose in her groin area, and she was in the hospital, couldn't walk, couldn't leave Jamaica, didn't have travel insurance, and or the insurance didn't cover her for what she was doing, and had to come up with a whole bunch of money and the GoFundMe. Never mind people not thinking that everything is always going to go great. And I think a little bit further. And as an adult, you should think further than everything is always going to go the way that you want it, because life should have told you by now that that's not reality. Yet so many people are saying, well, everything is going to go great, and not realizing that you have to think about, hey, if something happens to me and I need to go to the hospital, but it's actually bad enough where I might need to go back home to the US, what that looks like. Because a flight home is different than a medvac home. That is a bigger cost. So when you look at these things and we talk about, you as an American looking to go move and leave the United States, you guys, one, the travelers, the people that are moving around, you guys need to have one, medical insurance that covers you when you are global. Two, you need to look at the fine print. The insurance company is not your friend. I don't care what that the Allstate man said. They aren't your friend. If you go file a claim, they assign somebody to see if you telling the truth. I thought that was your homie. I'm insured. I'm covered. No, that's not reality. You do need it, but move with the understanding that it is there. But if you don't have it, it's already what you call them. Even if you do have it, you got to make sure you can prove that you actually didn't do something that they don't have covered. Because it will literally say all of the things you do when you go abroad. You don't do that, because we're not going to cover that. And if you do it and you get hurt and you say, oh, I filed the claim, you signed on the paper and you gave us your money. These things you need to be relevantly thoughtful with coming and looking to move abroad, looking to travel. Yes, you do. When you do need to go get a visa, you do need to show that you have travel insurance. These things, you got military insurance. I see somebody in the chat saying that, and that's good. You might have military insurance. There are VAs. Yes, VAs are in Medellin. I don't know where you're going, but I know there's a VA in Medellin. There's a whole bunch of people my age that are retired military folks, and they live there and get access to the VA. Depending on what your scenario is, you might have certain things that already cover you globally, but many of you do not. So looking into those things is going to be important, because your entire experience with the doctor is going to be different. Somebody was in the chat, I'm one of the admins of the Black and Medellin chat here in Colombia, and somebody, I could tell it was like frantic. She's like, I'm not feeling that well, and is there anybody that will come to my house, like a doctor that like I can see tonight? And I think it was like 10:30, whatever the case is. And it sounded like from this morning that she was able, I sent her the doctor's number that comes. Some of them speak English, some of them don't, but they come to your house. It's maybe about $40, but depending on where you live in the city, I haven't waited longer than 15 minutes after making the call, to be honest with you. But they come to your house, and it is the most different experience than what it is that you've done. One, $40 in your house. So you're not waiting for in some cold waiting room for hours. Two, the person that is coming is the person that can help you. Like that person. You tell them what they and they send that person to you when they have a certain set of skills. You can get x-rays in the house, blood work done, IVs, so many things that you had to go out of your house as a sick person or as a person that needs care. These things are able to come into your house. Now, I have travel medical insurance, but I didn't even have to file a claim. It just cost $40. I didn't even have to worry about a claim. It was $40. And then literally they spent time with me. I'm gonna give you an understanding of two situations. You are a human. If the dog is sitting next to you on your lap tube, dog, pay attention to. My first scenario is me, my human experience. So human experience, guy comes in 10 minutes. He's like, hey, what's going on? Tell me, talk to me. Told him. He's like, cool, we're going to run some tests. He starts taking some blood work, whatever the case is. Cool. He spends probably about 40 minutes at my house examining things, like just asking certain questions, kind of building a profile, um, talking about different treatment options. Well, if this comes back like this is what we could do. I think I had like the flu or something. It wasn't anything crazy. But then he wrote a prescription for like some cough medicine or something like that. He's like, cool. Here goes the cough medicine prescription. You can go on Rappi, which is a website, an application that's down here, and you could tell them what the prescription is, and they'll bring it to your house, and you don't have to go outside. So imagine when you're sick. It's flu season right now, and people are getting into the cold, and you have to leave your house to go to urgent care, sit in urgent care, like, I don't feel good, snotty, all of this stuff. Still play anywhere with copay after paying the monthly insurance costs $40 to $60 for the urgent care. Then to sit there for hours just to be getting in front of somebody that has just a couple minutes for you. And then they hastily put you out, give you the prescription, and then say, all right, now take your sick ass down to Rite Aid, Walgreens, CVS, fill the prescription, go there, come back, or maybe they fill it for you, but you are going to usually have to go. Maybe you go through the drive-through, but you're still going to need to go get that medicine. You go get that medicine down, you are on your way back to recovery. That is a lot, especially when you know that somebody can come to your house and then the stuff is going to actually just come to you. That was such a convenience for me that I didn't realize that one, I could even have, but two, that I needed, because I was like, bro, I was really sick. And me going out of my house was like, I gotta get an Uber to go out the house to go deal and sit in this waiting room. It's like, nah, he'll be here in a second. Now I told you if you got the dog on your lap, tell them listen up. The reason why is I got a lot of people that message me about moving with their pet and everything else, and the entire pet experience. The veterinary care that my dog received when he was alive was outrageous. It was the most outrageous thing. So dog wasn't feeling well, called the doctor to come in the house, $35. She spent more time with the dog than he spent with me. I think she was there for like an hour. She gave him an IV, ran a bunch of other tests. She was in there with the aromatherapy diffuser. I came out, she had like smooth jazz on. My dog sitting there with his eyes closed. I was like, what is this? Why is she still here with her dog? Like, she's been here for an hour. Like, this $35 is really like going a long way. And I feel like my dog is being taken care of. And she's like, if I need to get surgery done, or we need to get x-rays done in the house, yeah, no comparison for real. It was like my dog is being treated better than Americans, and he is living his best life in Colombia right now, and millions of Americans don't even get to this experience. And I'm like, this is don't call me asking me, am I okay? Don't call me asking me why I moved to a third world country. I think you need to look outside the window. I think you guys need to start waking up and understanding that the healthcare that they gave you in the United States is a bologna sandwich. Literally. When we had the pandemic happen, so many Americans hopefully paid attention. and hopefully should have been humbled because they called the greatest doctors from all around the world. And I'm not saying they didn't bring Americans, but they brought a whole bunch of non-Americans, and a lot of the places they were bringing them from, Colombia, Cuba, those are the places Americans been told was third world countries. Yet how are the greatest doctors of the world in the places where third world countries? Everybody's in the third world countries. No, you would be surprised the label that people have given the places that I'm not saying this is, I don't know governments, but I know one thing. I'm like, some governments care about the safety and health of their citizens. It is the most stark contrast to see. People that you don't have to be rich to afford to get better. Hmm, that's a hell of a concept, isn't it, when you think about it? Oh, you want people to naturally work out and live healthy lifestyles and have access to fruit and vegetables. No, it's a healthy concept. These things grow naturally on the trees and these places that you guys are looking for. Not realizing in America so many reasons that you guys healthcare issues, your allergies, my asthma always acts up at a certain time of year. You don't realize that that is capitalism, and you might say that guy full of shit. And I'm gonna be like, you are the one. And the reason why is because so many people don't realize that the reason, if you know about botany, if you know about how things grow, the reason why your cities and your streets and your cars are covered at certain times of the year with yellow pollen is because there are boy plants and there are girl plants. And when boy plants meet a girl plant, just like when a man and a woman, you are going to have pollinated things and fruit will bear. However, in the United States, they don't want your ass having opportunity to get any free fruit, any free veggies. So what they're doing is planting trees that are all boys. It's an all boys school. And that is why all of the pollen that it just keeps getting pumped out. Meanwhile, in Colombia, you can walk down the street and mangoes, papaya. I see daggone free bird parrots, free range parrots, parrots just flying like a beautiful anti-pigeon. And you guys are really considering that life in America may be better for you than it is for the people that are looking to move. Interesting. I say take that thought process and throw it out the window. Once you move abroad, your healthcare options are going to automatically become better. I will tell you, and this is why I say moving abroad comes with such onus, comes with such responsibility. Because even if you are somebody that doesn't feel like they have a lot of money in the United States, you may have heard this. You could be some of the poorest people in the United States, and you're still maybe on a global scale 1%. Even if you're saying, hey, I'm in the top 10%, that's a hell of a place to come from where you are in the United States. So your access to certain things when moving abroad with US dollars in your pocket gives you the ability, one, to pay for certain things, just bare necessity things. You'd be surprised. I think the digital nomad visa in Colombia, I think right now they're asking for you to show that you make $1,100 a month. So let's just call it $1,000. If you lived in the United States and you made $12,000 annually, what house would you live in? What city? What neighborhood? What food would you be able to provide yourself at $1,000 with no additional help? Not many places. Whereas they are obviously telling you, yeah, you need 1,100, but take that into consideration. Take that into consideration. So when we get into healthcare and you guys asking me like what options do you have, many places that you have as far as the top expat destinations, when the pandemic happened, it said globally that they were sending doctors from there. Never mind just your teeth, just normal health doctors. I saw the Colombian I wouldn't call it the American hospital, but they call it the American hospital in Colombia. It's up by the airport. And when I tell you, the only place that I've ever seen look like this is a place that is a fiction place. It was the Avengers headquarters. It looked like the Avengers headquarters. And they're like, yeah, with insurance, you can go there and get one-on-one care. You'll be in the room by yourself. I have to visit, family members, friends in the hospital. And I'm like, bro, please do not leave your family member, your loved one in an American hospital thinking that people going to take care of them. That is just not the case. And you go somewhere else and you take that same thought process and you say, well, hold on, somebody's going to actually take care of them. They actually signed up to be in healthcare. Like, you ever met somebody that does customer service that hates customers? You'd be surprised, and I get it though. There's no shade to anybody in the nursing industry or anything else. It's a lot. It's very difficult to deal with that stuff on a daily basis. I agree 100%. I'm just telling you, as the end user, the person that has to go through the process of healthcare, getting healthcare access, it is terrible in the United States. Yet I'm often afforded at a much lower clip. It'd be like $60 a month for healthcare, and then it's like I don't even, when I do get sick, I don't even go and say, let me go file a claim because it's not really that big of a deal. But for $60 a month, if the ish hit the fan, yes, I could be repatriated if I happen to perish abroad. If I happen to get sick enough and need and prefer to go back to America, they will. I have opportunity to be medvac back to America. Now that's something like that. People say, well, I don't want anything like bad to happen. Yeah, who's asking for that? Yeah, you guys are paying $400 a head in the United States just to have to pay a $5,000 deductible out of pocket before all your benefits come in. Never mind going to the urgent care, going to the doctor. It's a process of one, how many copays can you pay? Two, who is he in bed with, and what did they tell him to give me? Whereas these things aren't what I feel like I go through. I feel like somebody's in front of me looking to mm, help me get better. Call me crazy for wanting that and getting that, but these things aren't likely in doing so in America. So I need y'all to like wrap y'all heads around healthcare in the United States is ass. Whereas moving abroad, no matter if you go to Mexico, Panama, Colombia, it just it's crazy. I had a conversation with somebody and they were talking about one, and I didn't know them and I was so proud of them. She said she watches this, and I was like, great. If you heard it here, awesome. If you heard it somewhere else, even better. But as long as you and your family are moving with this intent, this is going to be a probability of success that is extremely high for you guys. And she was just like, I got one of my children. They are on certain medication. The goal is once we get there with all the craziness in America, the food, that they no longer need to even be on it. And I was like, even having a thought process to think like that is like, that is half the battle with helping people move abroad. So I was like, kudos to you. But then she was like, hey, there's a specific medicine that I do need that, I just need to know that if it's available and what that looks like. And what we find out in moving abroad is so many things that are behind the red curtain, so many things that are off the shelves, and you got to go through the rigmarole and the hoops of getting to it. They're just available. Some people were coming down here to get Ozempic and stuff like that. Now I'm skinny as hell, so I'm not Ozempic clientele. But whether it is Ozempic, whether it's just normal medications that aren't something that you can just walk into a pharmacy and go get in the United States, many people are realizing that when they do need medication, it's a lot easier to go about getting and moving abroad. It's not so much red tape, never mind the designer costs. You know why? Because there's no pharma commercials down here. There's nobody saying, making a lifestyle commercial out of you having a hangnail problem. Like, you can live better with less hangnails. Like, it's absolutely outrageous. And when you see the next one, you might just bust out laughing because you're gonna be like, "Yo, I haven't realized I've been programmed to watch pharmaceutical commercials and think that is something that the one of them is just going to be like, wait, I might need that. My knee does hurt, and I think my lifestyle would be better with Sky Rizzy." So these things are really. It's just funny to see for me. I want you guys to understand though, when you are moving abroad, that you do need to do some talking to people who are on ground regarding certain things. If you have specific questions, if you have specific ailments, you need to be able to have a conversation with somebody, a real person. Some communities, they'll give you a certain advice. Some people you might not want on your business, so you might want to have a conference or a consultation with somebody and say, hey, before I move here, what level of expectation can I have to get these services? Oh, well, I can have you come to my house and perform these services versus having to trek out of my house. That's interesting. Wouldn't that be good to have before you left? I know you're tired and you're trying to get out and you're just trying to figure it out, but you aren't there yet. You aren't on the other side of the TSA. So right now, while I got your attention, I try to do what I can to make you realize that you can start building your success probability up right in America. You do not have to just jump. I told you, give me 100 days. If you're really motivated, give me 100 days. I can get you in and out of America. We can put you in the process and the resources to do so. But if you still aren't there yet and you're still like, okay, I need to put some more research in, this is the conversation. These are the things. Healthcare, what does it look like? Be intentional about what your ailments are so somebody can help you. Don't move there and don't know and then have an emergency and saying, why isn't this there? It wasn't there before you got here. Or you didn't know how to, what you're going, do you know one of the things, because people ask me about language and we're talking about healthcare and safety, but do you know one of the things that I also learned? I had to learn, like, still in practice, but I at least know what some to say. Imagine being a grown person and not say my back, my knee. I have injury. I have an injury to my arm. I broke my arm. Like, people always think that they need to become fluent tomorrow. No, you need to become. You need to just be able to speak in things that you would actually say in the United States. Not like colloquialisms, but more so like, if something happened to me, wouldn't I want to be able to say, "Help me, help me, just help me." Help me. My arm is broken. My leg is broken. At least if you are able to say my leg, maybe it's your knee, maybe it's your ankle, but these things are all going to help you. Like, I need the intention to come in, guys. I want you to be successful. I need you to be intentional, though. So, yes, healthcare is going to be better for you. Yes, but if you don't know that 911 isn't the number and you aren't connected to a community and you are having an emergency, what do you do? Well, maybe you should start right now and figure, okay, I'm going to Colombia. Is the number 911? And if not, what is it? And if I do get sick or I do, what are my options? Can I get connected to a community that's going to help me with that? And the girl asked in the chat, and I sent the number to the MediQuip. It was like, cool, like, here they go. Like, you seem like you need it. And she messaged me like 6 in the morning, and I was like, damn, I appreciate that. Just her saying, thank you for helping me and so quickly getting me the information, because it sounded like she really needed it. But I'm like, that's what the community is about. Somebody needing something. I've seen that help work where somebody was actively in an emergency. I'm a person that's allergic to peanuts. This person was allergic to peanuts. Somebody at 2 in the morning happened to be awake when this person said, I need help. I'm having an allergy and I don't know what to do in Colombia. That person would end up going to the hospital with them, didn't know that person from Adam. Imagine that person not have been in that community. Imagine that person not didn't take anything and say, I don't need any of y'all. I'm gonna go and have my best time and live my best life. That person might be on a t-shirt right now. Think about that. That could be you. Or you could be a part of the success stories that are putting this stuff together, this information, and saying, yo, I moved out and I knew how to navigate, or I knew how to get connected with the people that know. It's people in my group that I'm like, you guys don't even do relocation and y'all helpful as hell. And I'm like, that's dope. That's what I mean. The community is supposed to support each other. They're supposed to help and say, yo, you don't have to go fall in that hole, bro. We already fell in it. Or we know how to navigate around that. Now, you as a grown person are going to do what you want. But you can't say that nobody tried to tell you. Hopefully, the algorithm is pushing these conversations and this process across as many platforms as it can, because I may not run into you physically, but I do want you to succeed. Now, when we talk about succeeding, because we've been on healthcare for a little bit, I want to get into something that is also really important for you guys, because the mental health thing is something that you are you. My dad used to tell me as a kid, son, you gonna take you wherever you go. You are you. No matter if you go from Philadelphia to Atlanta, from Atlanta to Florida, from Florida out of South America, and all around the world. You are you. And if you don't have a father or a mental figure, a father figure to tell you some information that you need to know, you, even at your big age, are going to take you all over the world. That's why I tell you, this relocation, you need to look into you. Because this right here, the mental health thing, the balance of whether or not it's going to impact you and sink you, or impact you and make you rise, that's on you. That's not on me. Everybody got to go through their own challenges and everything else. We all navigate different mental health things, one thing I wasn't prepared for when moving abroad and navigating some things was, I had lived out of Philadelphia since I was 18. I've got two brothers, three sisters, a mother, a stepmother, multiple cousins, a whole friends and family gang. Like I was around family all my life, and I moved out to Atlanta to go to school, and to move to Florida. And I was like, I'm cool with moving away from everybody. I done did this my whole life since 18. I'm 38. I've been going for the last 20 years. It's not really that difficult to me, right? It was a little bit, and I'll tell you why. Because a domestic flight is different than an international flight, and even when we were on the same time zone 6 months out of the year, Colombia has the same time zone, Eastern Standard Time, 6 months out of the year. But one thing I didn't realize is I just wasn't prepared. I was like, this feels a little different than what I used to feel, but the one thing that was helpful was I was meeting people in the place that I was at and was able to converse with them or even just go out with them and hang out and do cool stuff that, hey, I wouldn't have been able to do this if I was at the crib. So it was an opportunity to say, okay, that wasn't on my plate when it came to navigating mental health. You know, some people are moving together by themselves, some people are moving with their partners, some people are moving with their families, and all of those different demographics offer different things. You take the people that are moving by themselves, male or female, navigating that can look like multiple different things, but oftentimes there's the loneliness factor because you're by yourself in a new place, in a new language, in a new culture. If you are introverted or extroverted, that can weigh in very heavily. Your ability to navigate what safety looks like, or is it safe? I know people that have come to Colombia and spent weeks in their house thinking that it wasn't safe. And I was like, well, what made you come here? There's no way I would be just in the house, but these things I've seen it happen. And I'm like, okay, let's try to help people navigate what to do and how not to let this happen. So I need you guys to say, okay, well, you have to be very intentional when it comes to your mental health abroad. Be aware to act like you don't have any mental health concerns in the United States. And I don't mean concerns in like you are clinical or anything else like that. You, I mean concerns of there are things that happen in the United States that you might have forgotten that used to give you a pause and say, hold on, that's not right. But now they're normalized. That right there and waking up out of that stupor is a scenario when you do get to move abroad, you're like, whoa, I had completely desensitized myself to all of this. Might not be realizing that that is a factor into your mental health that you're dealing with in the United States. Whereas if you were to go move abroad and realize that going to the grocery store, going to a ballpark, going out on the street and doing a vendor like a fair or a festival, it's not highly probable that somebody's just going to be upset and decide to start doing things to a bunch of people all at one time. Whereas in the United States, that's normalized. Getting into a car and police coming car even just pulling behind you. Tisha said something to me the other day. She said even their cars look like they're trying to do something to you. Like they all got these fast cars that look like they're trying to hunt you down. And I was like, damn, I didn't even think about that. Or people seeing those things and just getting desensitized to it. So understanding that there's some things going on with your mental health that you need to address before you even leave, and just having the space to do so. Never mind understanding that when you do go leave and things are different, how do you navigate that? One of the key elements, I think, in our relocation conference, November 22nd, is, Dr. Wilkins. Dr. Wilkins is going to be able to get you guys information and how she's able to help people that are like you, the people that have moved abroad, the people that are looking to move abroad, navigate these new feelings, navigate this new responsibility. You don't feel any American privilege living in America, but you will automatically start to see what they're talking about when you do get abroad. How do you handle power that you've never had? Do you become who you say that you are leaving in America? The people that act as if money is everything? The people that flaunt, throw, and wear their brands on their body and their bank accounts as if that is the true value? With access to the money that you may not have, or at least the spending power, do you become that, or do you become a better version of who you are today? You don't know until you go and you go through it. And what do you do to navigate that? It's like giving somebody keys to a Ferrari, and it's like, wait. So you're telling me that I had a Ferrari this whole time and I didn't realize it, and now I got keys to it, and I can hear it. It's like, "Rrrr." That's why you see people go abroad, like Colombia, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, I took $300 and now I'm a millionaire." Are you a millionaire? No. Do you have what they consider a million pesos? Yes. But how many times have you heard that? That is where people's thought process is, and that's saying, "Oh, you're a millionaire, right? I'm about to see who you're going to become now that you got a little bit of money in your pocket." Your mental health is wrapped up in so many of those. Have you just been being a nice person because you was broke, or you couldn't afford to be a douchebag, a terrible person? Hmm. So many people come abroad and not realizing that. Also, you have other people. How do you integrate and navigate with people in community, neighborhoods, people, just people walk in the United States, and you could go miles, even in a place like New York, where you could be arm in arms to people and nobody is saying anything to each other. It's the craziest stuff. And not crazy because I didn't grow up in America, but crazy because I've lived outside of America for long enough to go back there and be like, "Oh yeah, you guys aren't talking to each other. I'm gonna shut the hell up because ain't nobody gonna get mad at me because I said, 'Hey, what's up, bro? How you doing? Do we know each other?' Nope, just two humans on the earth, just sharing the earth with each other. You'd be surprised when you go abroad and you be like, bro, in Colombia, you can go and you get in Colombia, they have the most beautiful pleasantries. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Bless your mother, bless your father. If you have kids, bless them. Either your legacy. You have changed my life, and I will forever be in your debt and grateful. And you be like, damn. Or just walking down the street, somebody's like, "Hey, hello, how you doing? Nice to meet you." And you're like, "Fine, how are you?" But multiple times while you're walking down the street, 20 plus different times. You might not be on damn near nowhere near a crowded street as New York, but you're gonna get 10 to 15 pleasantries shared between people. Do you go back and realize, like, I needed that? That's why I come on here and ask y'all, are y'all okay? I know I can't hear you, but I want you to sit with that. Are you okay? And are you going to be okay getting to go through this process? Are you okay in understanding that your life is about to change? Are you okay in understanding that it's going to get a little uncomfortable? It's okay though. That's why we're here. That's why we guide you. That's why we sit here and say it's not about what happens to you on the other side. It's about what you do right now before you leave. Before you put that ticket and you say, "Okay, I'm on my way to the airport." What do you do? Who are you? Don't leave America not knowing who you are. You need to at least have an understanding who it is, who I am, what I'm looking for, what I'm looking to give up, and stand on that. That's the only way you're going to succeed out here. Be open to new experiences. Do not be closed off from life. Your mental health, when you move abroad or you stay there, it all starts with you. It's nobody else. You can't control none of the stuff that happens. And I'm a human. I make mistakes. I understand that. I get it. It's oftentimes that we're able to tell somebody else something when you're hearing yourself say, and you're like, yeah, you need to do this too. We all need to do better. It's not just me coming from this elitist perspective. So I moved abroad. Y'all people need to listen up. No, it's me being open and honest with you guys. It's me sharing my struggles, my challenges, bringing on other people that will say, yo, she looked just like you, or you got the exact same story. It's okay, y'all. It's okay not to all have it figured out, but it's not okay to move without the intention that you need to set your life on the transformation that you're saying that you want to be a part of. It's not okay. It's not okay for you to go with that thought process or without that thought process and ask to be a part of another neighborhood, ask to be a part of another community. You need to do some soul searching and some real work inside, understanding that, yes, things can be better. Or you can end up like the anonymous person in the black travel groups that is like, it didn't work out. I sold my everything. My kids looking at me crazy because we in the middle of nowhere and they don't have any friends and everything is virtual. And I see it. I don't want you to be it. I want you to be the success story. I want you to come into these communities with an open heart and an open mind and an open brain and an intention of who you are and how you can be positively impacted by what the community offers, as well as what you can offer to the community. It is only on you and it is only on us to help have these conversations, to drive this kind of energy and understanding that you're going to have to do it. We can open the doors, we can give you the tips, tools, and resources, but you are the only person. The catalyst in all of this is you. Are you ready? Are you willing to actually do what it is that you need to say when it comes to move abroad? Realizing that moving abroad is saying, I want to be a part of a community. Are you ready? Are you okay enough to start getting ready if you're not ready? What does that look like? It looks like these conversations and continued conversations just to help guide you. The resources, the fundamental things, those things are easy. But what you need to do for yourself to give you the best probability, that's the reflective moment that's a little tough for people that I don't think enough people are going through that actually need to. So hopefully continue with the rest of the week. 12 days of relocation. You listen, guys, the November 22nd virtual relocation conference is coming up. This is the last week for the early bird discount. So if you go and look at what we are giving you, and you go and look at whether it's general admission or the VIP, the cost of the ticket is nominal compared to what it is that you're receiving. You are honestly, I think you get the money back and all of the things that you're going to need if you're serious about relocation anyway. The visa processing, the student debt university, and getting the information you need to get those off your record, how to go about building that wealth. You get a free consultation with that. You also get discounts on physical relocation tours. Once we help you narrow down your destination on November 22nd, you might need to go there because that's a part of the process and probability. So getting there, we give you your money back and say, hey, take a discount off what it is that our prices are. So that way it's like we gave you what you need at the best rates possible for you to get it without having to stumble around it. Also, once again, remember that during the 12 days of relocation, so obviously tonight, as well as through Friday, November 14th, each person that purchased a GA ticket will be entered. We will be picking 10 people per day. 10 people per day will automatically be upgraded to a VIP ticket. The way you'll know is when you get the email that says, hey, you've been selected. But if you get the GA ticket and you don't get the automatic upgrade, no worries. We are going to connect you with everything that you need. So when you leave after November 22nd, that conference, you are going to be ready. We're already preparing you. We're getting you ready. We're getting you to look into the mirror, sit here and say, who am I? What am I looking to give up? What am I looking for? And November 22nd, I'm going to do my best to hopefully help you find it and help you claim your freedom and what that looks like in living and moving abroad on the other side of the TSA. I appreciate you guys for always tuning in. Make certain that you are sharing this to somebody that needs to hear it. The live will be available. Go to YouTube, Black Expat Life Abroad. That is where you will find not only this conversation, all the conversations from the 12 days of relocation, and also over 200 videos on different things that you will also need for your relocation journey. I do my best to try to give you guys the success that so many people don't have. It is up to you and you becoming who you are supposed to be in order to be able to have the success that you are seeing people have on the internet. I appreciate you as always. I will be back tomorrow for my folks that I have the kids. We're gonna do another one. So we bringing back Kelly tomorrow with our parent that has successfully went on our relocation tour, moved her kids from out of St. Louis to Columbia in 90 days. She's going to get into some of the things that you need to know on how to be successful when moving abroad with the child. So if you're interested in and you have children, we're going to get back into this tonight, tomorrow. You guys make sure you guys go to moodtravelabroad.com. That's M2Os travelabroad.com. You will not only get all of the ticket resources, so you'll get your access to the early bird tickets. Go there right now, get your ticket. But you will also see there is plenty of free things on there. When does best time to go? How much is cost of living? These things are all important to put into your toolkit. So please go there, put the information in. Make sure you get the PDF, download that. That is free. Take the test. The mood test is a conversation that you're able to have. It asks you a bunch of questions and it gives you the top places that are based off of what you put in and that we can help you with. It's one of the most easy things to do to help you narrow down how do you go and where do you go. I want y'all to be successful. So make sure you're back here tomorrow. We'll be back at 6 p.m. Eastern. Do me a favor. Y'all make certain that if you are one of the people that says they are serious about moving abroad, go to moodtravelabroad.com. Grab your ticket right now. I need y'all to be at least entered to get to the VIP upgrade, but it is on you. It is on you. It is on you what you want to do when you go putting those things into your relocation toolkit. I can just provide the platform and the resources to help you. I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good week and good start to y'all on Monday. I'll see y'all tomorrow afternoon or evening. Y'all let me know if y'all need anything. Jump in the comments, jump in the DMs. Y'all usually do anyway, so that's fine. I'm looking forward to talking to you guys. If you are somebody that knows a parent that is looking to move abroad and they got big questions, big concerns, they need to hear from somebody that actually done it. Not only will this resource be at the conference, but they will be available tomorrow. You can get an understanding of what the conference will be like, at least what she will be presenting, because she's going to be there, and it costs you $0. Just your time, just your intent, just your energy. I'll talk to y'all soon.